Andy, back with another one. How are we all? How's my kings and queens? Well, I hope, and excited to see me, I hope as well, so I better crack on with this video. And so, dealing with guilt. Now, there's a reason why I'm on this one, why I'm tackling it now. It's because I've felt a bit. I've had a bit of guilt recently, and I've had to shake it off, which we'll get to shortly. Well, first things first, I will say, if you're experiencing guilt, then chances are you've got a conscience. Therefore, whatever it is, it's probably not that bad. Don't stress yourself too much. Now, guilt is something I've struggled with for years. Little things, like for instance, my dog died probably 15 years ago. It took me a while to think. Yeah, 15 years ago, we'll say, thereabouts. It's irrelevant. And since then, it's very difficult. I've been alright these last few years, but it's very hard. I mean, I love dogs, but it's very hard for me to get attached to a dog. I won't let myself. Like, oh, he's a cute little fella. Oh, that's enough. I'm not fussing him. I'm not entertaining him. And the reason for that, despite the fact that I love dogs, is because I always felt like I could have been better to my dog. So when he died, it was like, I always thought back and I thought, I could have been better to him. And it bothered me for a long time. I just thought, he was such a good dog. And looking at myself, I thought I wasn't a great owner. I didn't take him out as often as I should. I used to tell him off more than I should have done. He wasn't a bad dog at all. So, yeah. So every time I stroked another dog, it was like I was cheating on him. I'm like, I know, daft, I know. But hey ho. And that stayed with me for a long time. It's only the last few years, really, where I've looked at it and thought, you know what? I was young. I was fucking depressed. I was not in a good place at all. And I didn't really know any better. I was, well, not that I didn't know any better. I was just too stuck in here, in myself. Consumed by my own bullshit, my own dramas. So, and you could say, well, you shouldn't have been consumed by all that. Yeah, well, at the time, I didn't have the tools to get myself out of that sort of way of looking at things. So, the way I was then, I didn't know the way out. I didn't know how to be good to other people, as daft as that might sound, in times when I am struggling. Not a clue. I was too wrapped up in my own bullshit, and it was what it was. So I can look at that logically and think, hang on a minute. We can only do what we know. Straightforward, yeah? And it's true. We can only do what we know. So, whatever, mistakes you've made, bear this in mind as well, guys. We all make mistakes. You're fucking human. You're supposed to make fucking mistakes. We all are. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. The reason I'm doing this now, the reason why I'm doing YouTube, is because I know my shit. And how do I know my shit? How did I get old and fucking wise? Because I was fucking young and dumb. Dumber than every fucker. I've made every mistake imaginable, I imagine. Therefore, I've learnt a lot because I've made all mistakes, yeah? And I do this so I can teach you, so you aren't going to make the same mistakes I made. So you can go through life without the fucking dramas I've had, which would be great for you, because you don't want them kind of dramas, let me tell you. So that's why I do this, yeah? So mistakes are good. It's an opportunity to grow, to learn, and yeah, get yourself back to where you want to be. And sometimes, guys, the right thing just isn't revealed. It's not. Sometimes we just don't know the right way. Till sometimes it's too late, maybe. Now, one for me, recently, what spawned this whole video, which gave me the idea to tackle it now as opposed to whenever down the line, was my dad. And I know before you say it. Fucking hell, is he on about his dad again? Yeah. Shut up. So, for me, I think towards the end, before he went to the hospital anyway, I could see him deteriorating, my dad, right? So, that was upsetting. I didn't like that whatsoever. So, I found myself distancing myself a little bit from him. And you'd think, oh, he's not doing too well. I need to give him a bit more of me. Try and boost his spirits up or whatever. I didn't really do that. I was finding I was still going around pretty much every day after work. But instead of maybe 2 cups of tea, it was just the one. And it was a sharp one. And I was gone. Because I didn't like seeing him that way. Now I felt guilt for that. I felt a lot of guilt because I thought, fucking hell, you fucking idiot. And I mean, had I known these were going to be the last moments I was going to have with him, well, I'd have soaked it all up and just fucking, I wouldn't have fucking left. I'm like, Dad, I'm staying here till fucking midnight. Let's have a laugh. Let's do something. And I didn't. And I felt guilty because he could have done with me there. And I was quick to get out the fucking door because just seeing him deteriorating was upsetting me. So, kind of a bit selfish. And, you know, hindsight is great, isn't it? But am I going to beat myself up over it? I have done for a little bit. But then I'm taking note of the notes I'm giving you. That we do all make mistakes. And that sometimes, you know, the right way isn't always revealed to us because we're overwhelmed by whatever's there in front of us. For me, was seeing my dad not looking too good, and that upsetting me. Where I had to just, I can't be around it as much because I don't want to see my dad like that. I don't want to remember him like that. I want to remember him when he was fit and able-bodied. I don't want to remember him, you know, really deteriorated. That's not nice. It's not a nice memory in my head now. But if I'd known it was going to be the end and he was going to pop his clogs, then I'd have soaked it all in anyway, because that's my fucking dad. Hey ho, it is what it is. I'm sad about it. Not too sad, don't worry about it. But I can give you again, made the mistake, but I can educate you guys. I can tell you where I go wrong. So hopefully, if you find yourself in that position with your parents, say that you don't want to make the same mistake I did because you watched this video. That's what this is all about. So this is why I do what I do. I don't want people to be unhappy. I want people to be happy. I want people to be thriving. I want people to be enjoying their lives. Because I look around me and it's a shit show. People just aren't happy anymore. People are fucking miserable. So I want to make a difference. So whether I do, if I can help one person, then I've made a fucking difference and I'm happy with that. So if I can make more people happy as well, then fucking bonus. Either way, I want to keep doing this because it's what I do. And touching on again, like I said, sometimes the right thing isn't always revealed. Sometimes it's your lens. It's how you see the world. I mean, in your mind, the world that we live in is how the world is. Because you've experienced it all through your eyes. Well, not quite, pal. Or lady. Lady. We've all... this world, right? Fucking, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm going to quickly get to the fucking point. This world is different to every single fucking person on it. Because we have only got our eyes to navigate our way through it and experience it. So my experience in this world is vastly different from every fucker else's. My brother, for instance, is a chap. He's a bloke like myself. We grew up in the same fucking house. The way he sees the world is still going to be vastly different from the way I see the world because we've had different experiences. a lot of different experiences, and same applies to every fucker. So sometimes the world has a habit of showing you a world that's a little distorted. Like you hear the women, you know, as an pure example, oh, men, they only want me for sex. I mean, that might be true. Maybe she's a fucking awful human being, but she's got a nice set of feeders on her. I don't know. But there's a lot of time I've heard women say things of that sort, or men are always unfaithful. No, just the ones that you picked. Yeah. So that's a distorted lens that you're looking through the world at. Yeah. And the issue there is you're going to have that belief that the world is fucking shit and all the men are cheaters. And then you're going to make mistakes in life because of that. You're going to turn down the wrong man because you think, oh, he's going to be the fucking same as well. You made a mistake there, no? Yeah. And maybe somewhere down the line you realise that and you think, he was a fucking good guy after all. And I've gone and shit out. And I didn't treat him very well, perhaps. Whatever, I mean, this is just one off the top of my head scenario. There's countless. You can go in any fucking direction with this. But what I'm trying to say, and taking my sweet fucking time with it, is how we see the fucking world impacts our behaviour and our actions. And sometimes it impacts our actions and our behaviour negatively, where we act and whatever negatively, wrongly, bad. I don't know, I'm running out of words. Been a long day. Therefore, you've made a fucking error there. Something that you may feel guilty on with hindsight that comes with age, and you know, you get older and wiser and you look back and think, there's past relationships I've had, right, where in the time I'm thinking, I know fucking best, Duck. My way or the fucking highway. And whenever we argue, right, well, you can either agree with me or you're fucking wrong, Duck. Because if I think it there and I think that's right, it must be right. And before you say it, I know, get your head out your fucking arse. Well, I did eventually. But I didn't back then. And once I got my head out my arse, I then was able to look around and think, oh, hang on a minute, sometimes I'm fucking wrong. Sometimes I'm a bit of a dickhead. And I could feel guilt for that and think, I didn't treat that lady as well as I could have done because my head was up my arse. Well, I had to make these mistakes and go through life, shall we say, to be able to get my head out my arse. I was unable to do it at the time, so I could beat myself up about it and think, you fucking dickhead, look what you did to her. Or I could go, I'm fucking human. My lens was distorted, say. My life experiences were not where they're at now. Whatever. Okay. Why am I going to punish myself over a me however long ago when I'm not that me anymore? Do you get me? So, bear that in mind, and we'll wrap this one up. Like the video, drop us a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, be the best you, and do it for you. Cheers.